Retired Air Force Colonel Dean Vikan was a featured speaker at a veteran salute at Carnegie Library in Crookston today.
You said you started your career as a test pilot?
Uh, I started as a regular fighter pilot, sitting on the Cold War, sitting nuclear alert with the 105 and a nuke bomb in the Bombay.
Okay.
When I went back to the States after that 5-year tour, I went to the test pilot school as a student, and then from there to weapons test in England for a year and a half, and then back to Southeast Asia for finishing my tour. And when I finished, then they sent me back to the test pilot school as an instructor in the rocket-powered
Okay.
104.
So, what were you flying in Vietnam? Bombers or fighter planes?
This one is F-105, called the Thud.
And what was that used for?
We carried bombs and primarily did bombing.
Okay.
It's not a good air-to-air airplane. It's got too high a wing loading, but the F-4s were the big cap. We were the bombers.
Okay. So you fly a lot of missions over there?
Well, I've got 68 missions,
Okay.
counters. Had more in Laos and Cambodia that didn't count.
That was a part of the war that didn't count, but was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what my total would have been if I counted those.
Okay. So you mentioned here in your speech a little bit, it changed you?
Even though you don't see a face, you know that your bombs are doing something down there.
Okay.
And in fact, even sometimes when the MiGs came up, the 105 would jettison their load hot, including the tanks. I mean, once you got the clean airplane, it got in the afterburner, nobody could catch it. So that was our defensive approach to the MiG threat.
Yeah. Okay.
And where those bombs went, anybody's guess.
All right. So all these years later, I was a little bit young for Vietnam. Older friends that were there on the ground, wherever. A lot of different discussion of what went on there. What do you think of when you think back and all that?
Well, you know, we launched, all of our missions launched out of Thailand, which wasn't under direct threat like the in-country folks were.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have enemy to look at and worry about. And so it was a little bit of a different environment, but of course once you got over the target area or close to it, those little puffs of gray and black smoke started getting closer and closer.
Right.
So you had to wonder.
All right. You said you always had somebody with you in the cockpit, you thought?
No, that's just God is my co-pilot.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a single-seat airplane. Everything I do for myself.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't have to worry about taking anybody else down.
Okay. Last thing here, you said you're pretty lucky. You always came back with a clean airplane.
It's clean with no hits in it, no bullet holes, no shrapnel. Even though I flew through walls of flak, there were holes that I made it through
Yeah.
and delivered the bombs on target. So
And some of the guys you were with did not.
that's right. And when one went down, we'd go to a tanker, get loaded up with gas again, and go back and provide cover for them if we could.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the bad guys from catching them.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't work all the time, but just to get the helicopters in to pick him up if we could just provide a little bit of cover.
All right. Thanks for your service, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.